Dushanti deliberated on the identity formation and career path of the management of soldiers. In fact, Dushanti, even in Sri Lanka, when you call it a soldier, it immaterials of the rank. Whether you are a private or general, we are all soldiers. And in that soldier category, only the rank structure comes in. So everyone are soldiers. And of course, in that you have officers and other ranks both. So it is interesting that she had done a fair amount of research on this and how the soldier is going to find the second career path, and for that how the recognition and the image of the soldier is important. So with that, we will be spending about 15 minutes to go for a question and answer session. The floor is open for you. I'm sure cadets may be having a lot of questions. No questions?
So good afternoon, sir. I am Junior Officer Cadet Marikkar. My question is for Wing Commander. Sir, the question is, you are now speaking about the management for officers. Now in KDU, the cadets, as we are going through the military activities as well as the academic studies. So do you have any advices for us to go through this both in successful manner? Managing the both sides?
Thank you for the question. And I didn't generalize it since my population was the staff, the officers who were doing the staff college. That's why I didn't generalize it. But to answer your question, yes, some of the findings you can use. I know most of you, almost everybody is bachelor's or spinster. So your family life is basically supporting you, not like other officers. If we ask the married people, they have to go and support their spouses. But in your case, your parents are supporting you. So that aspect, of course, you can keep aside. But there are the three other aspects I talked about, that is yourself, then the society and the work, that remains the same. So it's like you, if I ask a question, can you ride a bicycle? Yes. Can you swim? Yes. How did you get used to ride bicycles? How did you get used to swim? Is that what the instructors taught you? Or you got the art of it. You got the art of it. It's an art because it's not now for one person's art may not work for you. So you have to get your own art to learn your work-life balance. So there are theories are there how to do. There is a thing called the vital few and trivial many. You have to find out what is the core of it. There is 20% that you must attend to that. It is very vital, and balance 80% is not that, so you call it trivial. So there are a lot of things, and if you like, I can mail the paper, and also because this is not a 15-minute study or maybe day study. Work-life balance is basically the talk of the town, because it's very difficult even when it comes to private sector, not even the military or the public sector. It's a very challenging job that they have to perform, and also they have to look after their family. So it's very difficult, but still you have to strike a balance. Have I answered your question?
you must be very diplomatic, especially after marriage. Then it's easy to manage the family. Any more questions? I'm sure Ajit may be having a question.
I think, sir, well, there were I have an opinion rather than a question. There were two contradictory issues were taken up by the panel. One is by Wing Commander Keppatipula and one is by Ms. Dushanti Lokuge. One speaking on the work-life balance and one speaking on the acceptance the society indicate towards a soldier, which I think in turn will affect the work-life balance, which will have some kind of effect on work-life balance of the forces. So what I would like, if Wing Commander Keppatipula can indicate us what were the measurement tools of his research a little bit, so that we will be able to match it with Ms. Lokuge's research tools, so there easy comparison can be done between the two. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the question. And again, you want to find out the measurements, though the questions that I administered, is it?
Perhaps the measurement tools and some of the information on the standard deviation of the research, the tools that you have measured. For an example, to how did you judge the work-life balance? What were the quantitative measures that you have taken? The time spent, for an example, the time spent with your family, number of children that you have, and number of time that you have spent for entertainment, or number of money that you have saved in the bank, or maybe perhaps the size of your mess bill, something like that.
It's again, without getting into much of the technical part of it, I'll give you a brief answer. Again, some of the part that I answered the cadet's question is valid to you also. But again, I must say, it's not the size of your mess bill. It's not the size of maybe how you balance. I'll tell you a good story before that. Because when I came here today or yesterday evening, my wife was telling to my mother, Manoj is going to teach others how to balance work and life. And I told her, yes, I'm going to talk about the management theory, but I'm not a saint to practice what I'm telling. So that's a good insight, because it's very difficult for a person to have a work-life balance, but you should not measure the size of the mess bill or size of what do. But I talked about 4 fronts for a person to manage, especially the family. Now what is your regiment, sir? Okay, so you being an infantry officer, I know at least, because most of my colleagues, all of them were majors, and when I talked about the word work-life balance, some haven't heard of that word even. So that was a new terminology for us. So I thought, okay, we should find out work-life balance for us also. So I thought I had some indices, and I administered questions, not only the officers. I gave the questionnaires to their ladies, because I know even we think we are striking a balance, we are not. If you ask your wife, if you ask my wife, you will get the real insight. I think we have to talk long about this subject.
As there are time constraints, already we are late by a few minutes. So as I have already summarized also, finally I would like to say that all these subject areas are finally linked to national security. We are talking about a comprehensive national security, which all these stakeholders are important in this achievement of comprehensive national security. It is not only the service personnel. Every person, as it was said in the morning also, it's a public good. So all of the citizens of the country are stakeholders. So there we need to find how to achieve the comprehensive national security. And finally, I would like to thank the speakers, Mr. Nick Nelson, Major Dayaratna, Dushanti, and Manoj, for their very educative and informative presentations that they have done. And it was a good insight for different subjects that we have heard today. Thank you very much.